So we have the release of City Skylines 2. The first game I played a little bit of, but I didn't really get into it. And this game I've seen there's a lot of problems. And as far as I'm aware, the developers know of these problems, but they still, like the developers and publishers, have still released the game either way. I've seen a lot of complaints about performance issues, and if we jump into the options, because basically this video, like as you can tell by the title, is it worth buying? In this video, I'm going to be trying to see if the game will run at a nice frame rate and so that it's smooth, there's not loads of hiccups and stuff with performance. And I don't have the beefiest of machines, so if it works for me, there's a big chance it'll work for a lot of people. And if we go into the graphics and I change my global graphics quality, if I put it on medium or anything above, it starts going really slow, or it did go really slow the first time it was set up to medium. If I put it up to high, no, the menu's still working. See, the menus were even working really, really slowly when I first launched the game. So there could be some things that the main menu has to load in. I'm going to play it on low because I don't have the best PC. But we're going to jump into a new game. We're going to see how the performance goes, see how the game is. And then I'll let you guys know at the end of the video if I believe it's worth buying. Obviously, it's on Xbox Game Pass. I'm playing it through Game Pass on PC. But it's also available on Steam and stuff. So let's jump into a new game and we'll see exactly what City Skylines 2 is all about. So we've got some map options. I've picked Sweeping Plains. There's a bunch of different maps you can choose from. I've named my city barely because it's barely going to run. I've set the theme to European. I've got left-hand traffic on. Natural disasters, unlock all and unlimited money so that I can just mess around, build up an area and see how the frame rate and stuff goes. So let's begin our game. Okay, here we go. So welcome to City Skylines 2. Let's start. Before you start, just have a look at how to move around your landscape. If at any time you feel like turning the tutorials off or on, you can from the pause menu. So let's get to work. WASD to move the cameras around. Quite jumpy. But the game has just loaded in, and it's quite a big area it's had to load in. Even though we'll only be starting off building in this small area. To rotate the camera, Q and E, perfect. You can tilt it with T and G, I'm not going to bother with that. Zoom in and out with R and F, or you can use your scroll wheel. So we are now ready to start our first city. To guide us through, there's a task list. Okay, road basics. And then building roads. To get your city started, to make it grow, and to make it grow, you'll need to make it possible for both people and materials to arrive. Look around your map and find the roads that lead in and out of the map area. Start building your city by connecting to and expanding from these roads. Build your road with the left mouse button. When done, unselect the tool with right mouse or escape. Having good connections to the outside world is key to your success. So it's not just that you can choose like 2-lane roads and stuff. You've also got medium roads where you can do a 4-lane, which is what we've got here. Then you've got large ones, you can do a 6-lane road. You can even do an 8-lane divided. You've got highways, intersections, roundabouts, parking spaces. So the tutorial task waiting when you're ready. Okay, so zoning residential. And don't forget, I'm playing this on low settings. So the graphics and stuff aren't going to be the greatest. Got issues with the water pressure. There's a backed up sewer, there's not enough electric, and there's not enough water. So this is where the game's going to teach us, because we have multiple cranes trying to work here. So you've completed your task, you now have the basic knowledge of how to build a city. Going forward, tutorials and hints will pop up to guide you on your way. If you feel like you no longer need them, blah blah blah, continue with this city, yes. Okay, so I've put a bunch of random stuff into the game and it's still running really, really smooth. And as I said, I do not have the best of computers. I can zoom in and it doesn't get awful. I mean, there are little bits of lag here and there. I mean, it does get quite bad when you zoom in, but everything has to load in. And you can see it's a lot smoother now. And then if I go to the settings quickly, go to the options, and I'm going to change the graphics to medium. Everything's going to update. It's going to take a little while for it to do that, and I don't know how it's going to handle on my computer. Obviously, it's going to be different for everyone. I'm going to give it a minute and see if it's like sorts itself out, essentially. There we go, not too long, it took about 45 seconds and it started running a lot smoother. We can move around, no issues or anything like that. What about zooming in? A little bit laggy at first. But it seems to be doing alright. There's not awful performance. And then if we go to high, this is going to be a big risk because of my computer. Let's have a look at this. See if it ever actually loads in nicely. It was actually handled a lot better at the start on high than what I did on medium. Oh, there we go. I have a computer that should struggle a little bit with this. And it doesn't seem to be performing too bad. Like, the performance is actually pretty good. And you'll see just like the level of detail and stuff. It's incredible. I'm really happy with this. And let me just switch it back to low again. I don't want to put it on very low. I do actually want to see more than a couple of pixels. So you'll see it takes a fair bit of the quality out of it. But it's not terrible. And even on like a mid-tier computer, I run an RTX 2070 Super, 16 gig RAM. I've got a Ryzen 7 3700X. And this game is running smooth. So everyone complaining about the performance issues is obviously it's a case-by-case basis. Not everyone's going to experience them. Some people might not. It all depends on, like, because you've got to think every single computer is different. So it all depends. Some people might get really lucky, some people might get really unlucky, but for me personally, it's a really smooth experience. And obviously, it's a tiny little city that I've built. It's not even fully functional. So the bigger you get, the more you build, it might become an issue. But I'm going to say because you can play it, I can even run it smooth on high settings. Because that's possible, I'm going to say worst case scenario, if you build something massive and you start getting issues, all you have to do is just wait for some performance optimization updates and stuff, which I'm pretty sure they will get out. And again, this game's available, as far as I'm aware, it's available on Steam. It's going to cost you like £42 or something like that. And it's also available through Game Pass. It's Xbox Game Pass, but it's Game Pass for PC. And that's exactly how I paid for it. So if you have a subscription, there's no extra cost. It sits at around 57 gigs, so it's not too big, but it's not too small of a game. And in terms of the question, is it worth buying City Skylines 2? I'm going to say yeah. It's a pretty good game. I like the level of detail. I like the stuff you can do. Like, it looks so good. And if you're into building cities and everything, this is definitely going to be a game for you. And on that note, we are going to leave the video there. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like is appreciated. If you wish to support me further as a creator, there are links in the description. Let me know your thoughts about the video in the comments. And if you want to watch more, you can click the video on screen. All support on the channel is greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.